T-Mobile customers rejoice because Starlink's satellite phone service will launch next year. We have a date on this, and I believe we have a date on this if I read this article correctly at one point. But Starlink is finally coming. Maybe there's not a date. Oh, did I just lie to everybody on accident? Starlink's phone service was announced with T-Mobile a while ago, and we were waiting to kind of just see what's going to happen here. But this is going to be really cool when it happens, because anywhere there would typically have been a dead zone before, you basically will never have again. That said, how strong the signal to be, blah, 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 lots of questions. But Starlink has published a new page on its website that outlines the service, when it will launch, what carriers will be partnered with Starlink at launch, and according to the website, the service, which is called Direct to Cell, will officially launch next year. At launch, the service will be only supporting texting, but the company isn't stopping there, promising to add support for its voice and data, as well as IoT only a year later in 2025. Now, only text, to be clear, is like not amazing, but it's still pretty cool that you'll be able to text pretty much anywhere. So as you can see here, ubiquitous coverage. Starlink satellite direct-to-cell capabilities enable ubiquitous access to text, calling, and browsing wherever you may be on land, lakes, or coastal waters. And it will work with devices with common LTE standards. Now, they were waiting on whatever government corporation, blah, 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 was supposed to approve this, and it got approved because of the special bands it's using. But this is going to be absolutely cool, because there's even parts in Texas around Austin where I live where there's no cell coverage because it's just such a rural area once you get like an hour out of the city. This is something that would actually, I mean, we're 2 years away possibly, but texting would at least be fixed. That's pretty massive. So your phone would literally skip the towers at home, the towers in whatever. It would go straight from satellite to your phone, which would just be amazing. And again, eliminate dead zones. This is literally what's going to make whatever SpaceX is worth now is going to be, I know they're a private company, but if they ever went public, I mean, this would be, there's no other space corporation ever that's been publicly successful, and Starlink is literally the way they're going to do it. And it's happening. It's like here, it's happening. The way Elon's managed to do this with so many companies is insane. So in the USA, T-Mobile will be that carrier. Rogers in Canada, KDDI in Japan, Optus in Australia, One NZ in New Zealand, and Salt in Switzerland will all be the current platforms to, work with this. And again, Starlink's really cool, right? Starlink on its own, just the Wi-Fi system is cool. The surprisingly low latency, the download and upload speeds. I mean, all other satellite internet looks like straight garbage. But this direct-to-cell thing, this is next level. And to be honest, I don't see why they don't offer just their own cellular plans here. I would not be shocked if in a year they do that. I mean, there's no reason not to, especially once this takes off. I mean, if they use other cellular providers to kind of get their foot in the door and fund getting more of these satellites up there, I think the long game plan is you offer your own cellular network, and then out of nowhere, we have a actual different mobile carrier competitor that's not piggybacking on someone else's network. That's literally just their own network, which is, once you put it in that perspective, blows everything else out of the water. Absolutely incredible. Excited to see this, and